You're a project manager and you keep hearing Agile this, Scrum that. Traditional project management is outdated. What does this mean for you? Does this mean you're out of work? Absolutely not. Don't fear, project management isn't going anywhere. It just means you have to be open to change. I'm Josh Moree, this is PMP Flow, and this episode is Learning to be an Agile Project Manager. Do your projects expect a lot of change through the life cycle? Do you charge flat rate fees, time and material? And who carries the risk if a project runs over? How you answer these questions could determine how you need to schedule and which methodology to choose in managing your projects. Conventional or traditional project management often refers to a planned out project with a waterfall approach and where a project manager manages a team. This is a tried and true approach to project management which has been done for many years, even centuries. However, in the 80s and 90s, software development helped to steer what we now know as various agile methods. Software developers found that traditional methods of project management had its limitations in their field. Since then, various agile methods were formed to focus on delivering work early, responding to change, and flexibility. The values of Agile explain this movement the best. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, and responding to change over following a plan. There are various approaches to project deployments in project management and agile environments: predictive, adaptive, iterative, incremental, and hybrid. By definition, a predictive life cycle is plan-driven, linear, and often called a waterfall approach. All planning is accomplished up front, where one task must be completed before the next can occur. The sum of all your work is delivered at the end of the project. This is what you see in more traditional project management. We also have more adaptive and iterative approaches, which are primarily characterized by progressive elaboration, which is made up of cycles where deliverables are improved upon in shorter releases throughout the project lifecycle. Think of this as like a version 1 release, then a version 2, and a 3, and so on. A great analogy I learned from G at thinklouder.com in my Scrum Master training was, think of the story of the 3 little pigs. Version 1 was a straw house, version 2 was a stick house, and the final release was a brick house. What do you think are some of the advantages or disadvantages of using these approaches? The truth is that there are various advantages and drawbacks to both, but it's partially subjective to your project environment and organization. An example of a predictive advantage is that all planning is done up front and there's a clear path from A to Z. But a disadvantage could be that your customer may have to wait a long period before they see a deliverable, and changes in the plan are more considered as a risk than not. An adaptive and iterative approach advantage is that your customer begins to see value early in the project as you release increments of your project sooner than later. A disadvantage is if your projects are trying to stay within a particular budget and your organization is averse to change, then an iterative approach may not be the best and you may even increase your risk. No matter what anyone says, it's not black and white, and none of these are absolute wrong or right approaches. Your methodology will partially depend on what product or service you're intending on releasing. However, learning to create a hybrid or combination of traditional and agile approaches is also a great option. Even now, the newest version of the PMBOK goes into more detail on agile methodologies than it has in the past. Version 6 of the PMBOK guide states, the project lifecycle needs to be flexible enough to deal with a variety of factors included in the project. It is the nature of the projects to evolve as more detail and specific information becomes available. This ability to evolve and adapt is relative in environments with a high degree of change and uncertainty, or with a wide variation of stakeholder interpretations and expectations. In the end, being agile in a project management world is simple. It means continue to follow a process, but being open and flexible to changing environments and requirements. And if you're currently in PMP, it would be very advantageous to broaden your studying concepts of Agile or Scrum and stay competitive and efficient in today's project world. Thanks for watching. I hope you picked up something relative to what you need. Leave comments, ask questions, and keep learning. Thank you.